Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast. I'm Ethan Simi, and today I am joined by two incredible guests. First up, a returning guest, Jeremiah Battle.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here. Happy to be here as always.
And next up, a first-time guest, Adam Patla.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
And today we are drafting movie monsters in a regular style draft. What's up, guys? Welcome to the pod. It's a pleasure to have you. Jeremiah, you are returning. Now, this is your second time on the show. You were on the show back episode 41, single locations movie draft. Jury's still out on if people think Reservoir Dogs is a single location movie or not. We debated that for quite a while. But I'm glad to have you back on the show, man. How's it going?
Dude, I'm so happy to be back. Like, I've been thinking about being back since the episode ended. Like, I'm so happy I'm here. And I can't wait to draft some movie monsters. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back. I would I'll say the same. Ever since you were on the pod, we were trying to get you back. So I'm really excited to have you on this episode. Adam, first time guest coming into the Thunderdome here, into the draft Thunderdome. How are you? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here. I love a good draft. Like, I don't know why. I love a draft. So I've been waiting in the wings. I don't want to invite myself anywhere ever, but I was waiting for the chance to come and participate. I'm excited.
I called you up. I didn't know I had that much power, honestly.
I've been like,
wow.
I've been following like, well, I'm not going to invite myself,
yeah.
but we'll put it out into the universe. Unfortunately, I'm very competitive too. So like I'm just like waiting. Great. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun.
I love drafts. Like, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
People don't think that about me because I'm not like into like sports, but like I love a game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready.
This is going to be a great draft because Adam, like you said, I had invited you guys on. I had like separate DM conversations with you guys, and then I sent you the notes. And Adam, you were like, "Okay, this is great." And then you read through the notes, and you were like, "Actually, I'm super competitive, so I'm really excited." And I was like, "Perfect. This is going to be wonderful." There's a few things that I want to mention that are like some housekeeping things. And then if you guys can remind me, I will try to remind myself. I've been enjoying doing this new activity when we have a guest on who was actually not part of a previous draft with the other people that are on the show. Jeremiah, you and I were on the single locations draft. Adam, you were not. I am curious, in your eyes, I'm going to read through the teams of the single location draft, and I want to know who you think won that draft. I don't know who won that draft. Actually, I lied. I do know who won that draft. So I'm curious if you align with the mass of the people. But the first thing that I want to mention is that Jeremiah has a new short film out called Possibly Positive. Jeremiah, this short film is amazing. It's incredible. You can watch it on YouTube. I think you should speak on it for a second, man, because this you have an incredible vision for filmmaking.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it's like so weird because I've been on this filmmaking journey since 8th grade, which when I was like 14, 15, and now I'm 22. So it's been like each film that I make is like a small stepping stone to like a bigger goal that I have. And with this recent film and with the last film I made too, there was like a lot of support from people, but especially on this one, like I wasn't expecting all the support I got on this one and all of like the kind words. So that's been really nice, and it's been really encouraging. And it's been like motivating me to keep going. Why is it moving like that? That was really weird.
Oh wow.
For audio only listeners, Jeremiah's video just went nuts.
It did go nuts and talk with my hands.
Filmmaking.
I am filmmaking. But yeah, so essentially the film Possibly Positive was a film that I made in my first semester of graduate school at the Fairstein Graduate School of Cinema. I go to school in Brooklyn, New York, and the film follows two people, a young couple who thinks that they've conceived a child, and the film, the whole entire film is them waiting on the results of the test and all the anxieties that can go on in a situation like that, and how two people can feel in a moment like that, and the entire criteria of the project of the film was for it to be no dialogue. And when I was thinking of it, like when I was trying to think of what I would make, I was thinking like, what would be a situation where two people would be in like this really heavy situation? Because I wanted it to be something that was like kind of like suspenseful and like emotionally heavy. So I was thinking like, what can I think of that can be really emotionally heavy, but can have like no dialogue. And then I was just thinking about like, oh, like what if two people um like thought that they were gonna have a child, and there was this unspoken like thickness of silence between them. Like I feel like there could be so much to work with there. And I think you can see that through the film. Like you can tell me you watched it. I'm the one who made it, but it's like weird talking about it from the inside. But from people from the outside in, they've been like talking about how they've liked how I was able to tell a full story without saying any
Mhm.
words, and then that's like a huge compliment because that was like the whole entire point of the project. And I'm really happy with how it came out. I thought I did a good job of expressing emotion with no dialogue. I tried to use a lot of visual storytelling, a lot of spacing. I tried to play with the aspect ratio. I even I changed the aspect ratio to make the film feel a little bit more claustrophobic instead of like going like 16 by 9 or like with like the
Mhm.
regular like black bars at the top. I wanted to go a little bit like 4 by 1 to get that more boxy feel, to make the characters feel boxed in and caged in this like escapable situation. Even though it's like in a span of minutes, it feels like an eternity. And I try to play with the sound design, like the ticking clock and all that, just to try to make the film feel claustrophobic. And I feel like I got that down. A lot of people have been enjoying it, so I'm happy with it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love hearing you talk about that. It is really incredible what you're able to accomplish in like the 4 minutes or like four and a
Yeah.
half minutes that this movie is. It's kind of crazy. So I really encourage people to check that out. You can find it on YouTube. Again, it's called Possibly Positive. And then I have one more thing worth mentioning here. This episode is going to come out a little bit after we are recording. So we're recording right now on Monday, January 13th. This episode will come out Tuesday, the 21st, I think it is, January 21st. At the time of recording, the fires in Los Angeles are still running rampant and burning substantially. We can only assume that the fallout from these fires will exist long after this podcast is distributed and put out to the public. So I just want to take a second to, send positive vibes out there. Let anybody know if they need to talk, if they need resources. I am personally happy to help. My DMs are open. I know Ben and Sophie and this podcast as a whole, we support anybody. We know lots of friends and people that live in Los Angeles that are impacted by these fires. So if there's anything that we can do individually or as a podcast to support you, please let us know. And then we will have links in the description of this episode for some specific places to go and donate. The LA Fire Department, some GoFundMe's that are the most impactful places for you to put your support and your money. So I encourage you, if you feel like you can support, if you feel like that is something that you can do, follow those links and do that. Adam, Jeremiah, do you guys have anything that you want to say just quickly in this space for the LA fires that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, just my heart is breaking for everyone and goes out to everyone. And,
Mm-hmm.
just check out it, even just sharing like a link is more helpful than you would think it is. I know like we're all like, the world is crazy right now and money is hard. So like even just sharing and getting the word out there is more impactful than nothing. So just make sure you're sharing and supporting in whatever way that looks like for you.
Yeah, likewise. I want to go back to what Ethan was saying. Like my DMs are
Yeah.
open. If anyone needs support or if anyone needs like words of encouragement or just someone to talk to, my DMs are always open. If there's anything that I can do, feel free to reach out. I'm doing the best that I can to give what I have. I don't have much, but I do try to give what I do have, and I feel like that's a mentality that all people should have, whether it be donating money or giving words of encouragement or just anything that can support people as they're going through this tragic moment just this tragedy. Just try to offer what you have to help people in need. So
And
Yeah.
I forgot to say too, if you are like, especially like a film person, I think like as someone who like loves film, like you should absolutely be sharing your
Mm-hmm.
time and energy to support and uplift this community. This is like where this is the hub for an art form a lot of people love. And if you love that art form, you need to show up and uplift and support as well.
Absolutely agree. Yeah. Again, this episode comes out a little bit after we're recording, so unsure of the current status of what is happening. But you know, I'm sure the fallout for this will be substantial and will last quite a while. So we're all here to support. If you need anything, DMs are open. Okay, on to a movie draft, which doesn't really matter in the scheme of things. But you know what? That's our lives right now, and we're gonna draft, and we're gonna talk about movie monsters. So let me do this. Let me go back to what I said. I'm going to read through the teams of the single location draft. Mm-hmm. Adam, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
And I think I did this with Gooch a couple episodes ago, and I believe that I've kind of started to do this. It's kind of fun. So in the single locations draft, Jeremiah picked up 12 Angry Men, mm-hmm. The Thing, Dog Day Afternoon, The Evil Dead, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and Die Hard. That was Jeremiah's team.
Wow.
Sophie's team. She had The Shining, Rope, Alien, The Lighthouse, a movie she famously watched in a coffee shop, Panic Room, and Train to Busan. And then my team, I got Rear Window, Reservoir Dogs, Ex Machina, Sing Sing, Bo Burnham Inside, and Suspiria, the 1977 original one. In your opinion, who wins that draft?
In your opinion.
Everything rides on this. If you don't say the right person, you're never coming on the draft again.
I finally get on. Oh man. I do love Rear Window. That alone, like, really did something magical for me.
It's one of the sexiest movies of all time. Let's just put it out there.
It has no business being that, Steve.
No, not at all. It's unbelievable.
Oh my God. I'm trying to remember. What was Jeremiah's team again?
12 Angry Men, The Thing, Dog Day Afternoon, The Evil Dead, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and Die Hard.
I know.
I'm really putting you in the hot seat here.
I know. I'm stressed. I do. It's very close between you and Jeremiah. Sorry, Sophie. Love you dearly.
Sophie never had a chance. Let it be known.
Love you, girl. Love The Lighthouse Down. I'm going to lean a little smidge, a skosh, to Jeremiah, I think.
Fuck off. Okay, well, this has been a good episode. This has been fun. See you guys later. We're not drafting anymore. Man, I can't even catch a dub 15 weeks later.
I know.
It's crazy.
Sorry,
it's crazy.
Rear Window, like, you had me real strong there. But
so close. Well, yeah. You and the people agreed. Jeremiah did, in fact.
Did he win that? Okay.
Honestly, yeah. I think really it's 12 Angry Men is like just it's like the one that like
that's the one.
Literally, you said 12 Angry Men. I was like,
yeah,
that's
it's the one.
I think we're even because I tried responding to one of your draft things and said you shot yourself in the foot, and then Twitter banned me for 24 hours for inciting violence. So now
as it should, as it should. Yes, exactly. Finally, justice.
Yeah, justice.
That's what I'm talking about. Justice for me.
Yeah, so now we're even then.
I thought 2025 was going to be my year. We are recording this before we have the results of the bad movies draft, so we don't know who won that draft yet, but we did get the results of the 2025 movie auction draft, and Gooch just walked away with a dub on that one.
I did see
okay, let's start talking about what we're here today to talk about. We are talking about movie monsters. Mm-hmm. Now, we're not specifically talking about monster movies, but we are talking about movie monsters because we are drafting these specific monsters, and I guess by default we get the film associated with them, which could be an interesting little wrinkle to this draft because there are some monsters that appear in many films that you could, argue one of the films and one of the appearances might be better than the others. So we'll see if that matters. But we had put this on the calendar because Leah Wallnell's new film Wolfman is coming out, and we're like, okay, how can we tie in to Wolfman, a movie that I'm pretty excited for? I think the trailer has given away everything, but you know what? I don't know. Haven't seen the film, so it's entirely possible that it hasn't. But Jeremiah, I'll start with you. What is your relationship to movie monsters? Do you like movie monsters? Do you believe that monsters are real? Like, I don't really know where to go with this question, but feel free to, set the stage.
So when I think about movies, I don't necessarily like think about movie monsters. Like it isn't like I feel like there's some people who associate movies with like horror villains or like big Hollywood stars or whatever. I don't
Mm,
know. I'm more of like a I don't know, like an indie drama guy or like a romance guy. So I don't necessarily think of like movie monsters, but when there's a good movie monster or a monster like a movie, like
hmm
it hits and it sticks with you. So when it does hit, it sticks with me, it resonates with me. So I got some written down that I think are really good, and I can't wait to share them. So yeah.
Well, I hope you don't get any of them. I hope you have to dig deep. Honestly, I hope you have to make a team where you're really arguing for it. You said indie drama, and you and I same boat. I feel like we have very similar movie tastes in that. And you did spark my interest of like sixth round. Could we make an argument that like time could be a wild card,
Oh
monster
my gosh.
in the movie genre? I'm not going to allow it, but it
Well,
could be out there. Just saying. I just, I thought of Past Lives. I thought of After Sun, and I was
dude,
like, time. That's the real
time
Oh
monster.
hurts,
my
bro.
god, not after
Um,
sun.
I can't allow that on this draft. Adam, what about you? What do you have to say about monsters and their affiliation with movies?
Gosh, I like until I think college was such a big baby. I was scared of like everything. Like I had to cover the drains after the second Harry Potter movie because of the basilisk in
Yeah,
the
as you
pipe.
should. Yes.
Ruined me. And then like I think something switched in college, and so like my relationship to like horror in general and just like monsters is still like fresh. I feel like I'm still getting my education on
Mm-hmm.
those, but like I really do love like horror. I love a good monster, similar to what Jeremiah was saying. Like when you have one that hits, man, like it just like I love when it like gets under your skin. Yeah, I think they're like now a fun way to experience anxiety instead of real life anxiety, and that's why I've switched on them. But yes, a little newer to it, still like really diving in, but I
Yeah.
love it.
I think that films right now are in a fun place because
Hmm.
the 2020s have kind of introduced this two-prong idea of like things like Wolfman that is like a very clear this is a monster. But also I kind of was thinking along the lines of like, the first Omen or Long Legs or things like this where it might not initially be thought of as a monster. It's not Frankenstein. It's not a mummy, right? But it is this kind of voracious aura that like is filled with bad things and evil. And I think that's a kind of a cool thing that movies are exploring now. Um, I don't really have a relationship to monsters in movies. Monsters are real. I'll just say that, like in real life,
They are.
just the same way that ghosts and aliens are. So look out.
Yeah.
Don't want to get affiliated with the wrong monster in your life. But other than that, I'm just here for a good time. I got to be
Here,
honest with you guys.
here for a good time, not a long time.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time on this draft. We have 6 really fun categories that I'm excited to share in a moment and talk about. I'm really interested to see where all of us go. And, I'll just say, I feel like this podcast is a really great opportunity for us to, take 10 minutes to be like, Universal monsters are so core to early Hollywood. And like they saw the evolution of like what was possible in these genres and things like, I'm not smart like that. That's not my bag. That's not my thing. And I accept that and I own that and I understand that. So unfortunately for the listeners out there that are like, let's talk about Frankenstein and the impact that the Bride of Frankenstein has had on Hollywood, I can't do that for you. I'm sure somebody out there can. So I'm just not the guy.
You're not the one.
I'm not the one, but I do like monsters. Did you guys prepare for this draft at all? Did you watch anything where you're like, I want to be more associated or know more about this monster?
You see, I was going to, but I got a little bit busy.
Wow, backseated the pod.
No, like I was gonna watch some classic like some more of the Universal monster movies. I didn't get a chance to, but I did definitely do some research on some, but I didn't
Okay.
actually watch the films, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I not this week. Like life kind of got a little crazy, but ironically, like at the end of the year, I worked my way through some of the classic, specifically the Frankenstein ones. They were leaving Criterion Channel, so I was like, I should knock those out. So I would say I've watched some of them. I did like a very deep dive when you sent over the breakdown, and like really got, because like I said, I'm competitive, but yeah, didn't research or didn't watch per se, but like I feel good.
Yeah. I don't feel like watching is a necessity for this draft, which is a little counterintuitive because I feel like a lot of people, me included, kind of come on the draft and we're like, well, I don't really want to draft something I haven't seen or like something I can't really speak to. But in this case, I feel like there's too many options to go around. And but you know what? To each their own. And you know, if you feel like you need to draft something you've seen, I feel like that would be a hindrance in this situation, and it couldn't be me. I will be breaking my own rule. Speaking of monsters, before we talk about the categories, before we spin, Adam, I just want to let you know, the Rolling Tape podcast, listeners who have listened to that, Adam's the real monster, and that team is the real monster, because I got strays shot at me on that episode. I just want listeners of this show to know that The Assessment is a film that came out at TIFF. Whenever it gets a distributor, do not go see it. It is a bad film. That's all I have to say about that.
I'm not Team Assessment, for the record. I'm just not Team Megalopolis. I'm so sorry, King.
Well, you can't be on the right side of history every time. You haven't seen Megalopolis, Jeremiah?
Nope, I haven't seen
it. You'd probably hate it.
Probably.
Danny sent me the audio clip of what was transpiring in that episode, and I just gotta say, completely uncalled for. Completely uncalled for material.
I'm so sorry.
He said
he was doing it, and in my head I was like, don't do it before I go on.
I suggest listeners, if you're interested in this drama that's taking place and Ethan being right again and the rest of the world being wrong, go seek out The Rolling Tape. It's a great podcast ran by a great team with one monster, and that monster is here
just
today.
One. Wow. What's your sign, Ethan? I need to know your sign.
What's my sign? I'm a Taurus.
Yeah. Okay.
That checks out. Is that? I got it. Yep. You know, nobody ever talks about Tauruses. I just got to say, nobody cares about us.
I have a few Tauruses in my life. I like a Taurus.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope I'm included in that. What a few.
Yes, no, yeah. We're face to face friends now. Although you did just call me a monster, so I don't know.
Well, it was for a period of time, and now you're back. You're back.
We're back.
You've transformed back into a human. You were a monster just for the brief period of time. But yeah, good time and good squad over there on the Rolling Tape. Danny just needs to check his movie take sometimes.
All right, that is true.
Okay, so we're gonna draft monsters from movies.
Yeah,
and we're gonna see how this exercise goes. I feel ready. I feel like I have my short lists, and I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. So let's talk about our categories. We'll spin for spots, and then we'll start drafting 25 minutes actually into this podcast that we're here to draft for. Okay, here's the way that it should be. Here's the categories. We've got universal monsters. Key to the monster genre for sure. Second category is horror. Third category, animated. Fourth category is called That's a Big One. It's just big monsters, like a physically large monster. The fifth category is going to be human, so a human monster. I think that category will be interesting if we choose to make it interesting. Mm-hmm. And then the sixth category will be wild card. Of course, we always have a wild card category. Are we feeling good about these categories? I had to do a little bit of, tweaking and thinking to figure out what would make for a good draft here.
There's like two categories that I'm thinking like, I'm not going to say, actually, no, I'm keeping my reservation. Yeah.
No, you can say them now. It's okay, Jeremiah. Say it now so I know how you're going to draft.
No, we're good.
Almost. I had you. Hook, line, but no sinker.
Nope.
Adam, you got nothing to reveal. You're
staying. I feel good. I have a thorough list for every category. Some overlap. I feel like I can make this happen for me. And at the end of the day, I'm in it for the arts, not the charts. I'm just here for the love of the game.
If you win this, I'm gonna steal that tagline. That's gonna be my tagline. It's
Do
gonna be
it.
what the people want to hear.
In it for the arts, not the charts. I love it.
Yeah, the
I
arts,
will
not the
say
charts.
I'm not feeling as confident as I was last pod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As confident.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
felt
interesting.
really confident last time. Like really confident. And I think it's because I love single location movies. Like
Right.
and I don't necessarily like love monster movies, but this did make me think a lot more because I had to like dig a little bit deeper. So
I was nervous until Ethan clarified, like, it's the monster, not the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that going on in my head as well. I couldn't figure out, are we drafting monster movies or are we drafting movie monsters? And I landed on monsters because again, they're real. And so I just thought we should put some respect on their name and just let them know that they're seen. So I thought that could be fun. So that's what we're doing. Okay, let's draft. Let's spin. Of course, normally Ben does the name spinner. I've got that responsibility today. We've got normal proper name, uppercase first letter, the rest of it's the same. No all caps, no funny business. I don't think it has any effect on the spinner, but you never know. I try to put this out there. So okay, we're gonna spin. Anybody want to go first? Anybody hoping to go first?
Oh,
because it looks like Adam will be going first.
I was so happy. I did not want to go first. I was so
interesting.
I thought I wanted to go first coming into this, and then as it was getting closer, I was like,
I don't think so. Oh God, no! Keep going. God, I hate being stuck in the middle. Why am I always stuck in the middle?
This is good. This is exactly what I planned for. So everything's going according to plan so far. So,
dang. Well, that's not good. We don't want that here. Chaos is where we like to live. So, things gotta spice it up. Okay. Adam is going to be the first drafter. I will be the second drafter. Jeremiah, you're going to be going third. You're going to be going at the turn. For new listeners or people that may have forgot, we're doing a regular style draft. It means we're going to be drafting teams of 6. I read the categories. That's what we're going to fill up. You can draft the categories in any order that you want. And we are going in snake style. So 1 to 3, back 3 to 1, and so on and so forth. So we'll see how this plays out. You guys ready to draft?
I think so.
You better be ready because you were drafter number 1, Adam. Why don't you take us on this movie monsters draft?
I know. I'm like, where to begin? Like, what do I want to like lock in first? I think I'm gonna lock in my animated monster.
Wow, category 1 animated.
I think so.
Don't steal my pick now.
Bold. I know where you're going with this, and
do you?
I'm
gonna go. I think this is pretty classic. It's an underrated film. I'm gonna lock in the titular Monster House from Monster House, Miss Constance Nevercracker, as her full name is. But yes, I'm gonna take the Monster House.
Not where I thought you were gonna go, but
Perfect.
A lot of respect.
Great.
A lot of respect.
I didn't think you were going to go there. I'm happy you did go there because you didn't steal my pick.
Oh, good. I thought I had a couple others, but I was like, I think that's going to be obvious.
I wasn't Monster House wasn't even on my radar. That movie terrified me as a kid, though.
It's like it's high key kind of scary. I like for children. I was like, yeah. I thought there were some other options that I like immediately threw down, and in my head, I wasn't planning on going first. But I also was like, let's just be a little different. Let's like put ourselves out there.
Animated in first was not on my bingo sheet. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Shaking it up. Yeah. I feel like the Monster House Hive will show up for me.
I have a vivid memory of watching Monster House. Like when did it come out? 2006?
Oh boy. I can pull it up. Yeah, 2006. July 2006.
Okay, 2006. So it probably came out on DVD like 2007, around there. So it's about 5 years old, 6 years old.
Wow. Prime time Monster House age.
Yeah, so I remember me and my cousin watched it on one of those portable DVD portable DVD players, but it was like not one that you would stick into a computer. It was like its own device. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so we
absolutely.
watched it on there like on a Friday night, and I just remember being terrified. I couldn't go to sleep. I thought the house I was in was going to eat me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
terrifying.
very good. Oh my
Terrifying.
god, you watched that when you were 5, you said?
Yeah.
One, that made me feel very old, but 2, that's traumatizing.
I feel like that would be really scary at 5. Like my daughter is 6.5. She loves scary things, but I don't like Monster House. Might be a little too scary, man.
A little too scary. Maybe a little
I don't
too
know.
scary.
I don't know. This is so I've never seen Monster House. I'm never gonna watch Monster House. I hate to break it to the hive. So sorry.
You should give it a spin.
I think you should watch it. Watch it on Halloween this year. Watch it on
Nah, I
Halloween.
got too many classics to watch, man. I got too many other things on the list. I did want to say though, this voice cast for this movie is kind of insane. Steve Buscemi, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Kevin James, Nick Cannon, John Heder, Catherine O'Hara. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of.
And you don't want to watch that?
Not really.
That's a classic.
I mean, but like, I don't know. You know, people know this. I'm out on animation. I'm not going to spend my free time watching that.
Watch it for the memes at least.
There's memes of Monster House out there?
Ooh, so many.
Yeah, I'm not on that side. I'm not on the hive side.
Open your heart a little. It's like it's darker for animation, you know? Like it's not just a kids movie. I give it a shot.
Probably not. But you know, I do have to draft animated at some point in time. This puts me in an interesting position because it sounds like, Jeremiah, you definitely have something you want for animated. Yes. If I can take a shot in the dark and steal it, that would feel really good. But also puts me in a spot where maybe I don't need to worry about animation, especially if you get your one. I've got a handful that I feel comfortable choosing from. So probably not going to go that route. What I will do is I will go to the category that I feel the least confident in, and that would be Universal Monsters. Like I said, I'm not a Universal Monsters guy. Never have been. Maybe I will be one day. Nosferatu's really, really the talk of the town right now, but I don't know. Do I go that route? Because I could take the OG Nosferatu in, I think, 1922.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go a little bit more eccentric. I'm going to go a little bit, looking for the right people here. I'm going to be taking the bride from The Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay, good. You can have her.
Dang it. I never liked that response. I take this in the fact that I think she looks really cool. Yeah. I'm sure her movie's great, and I'm sure she's a cool lady. Also, Maggie Gyllenhaal is coming out with The Bride later this year, and The Bride is on the mind, and I might just put this episode in the can and then release it when The Bride comes out, so I get that energy in 9 months. Who's to say? Really?
Guillermo del Toro also making
I believe so.
Yeah. With Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi. We're cooking. Oh.
No, I'm here. I'm here for it, man. Nightmare Alley, criminally slept on from Guillermo del Toro. Let's just say. Is her name the Bride? Is that her name? Can I draft her if don't know the proper name?
Her legal name. What's her? She's just coming up as the Bride of Frankenstein. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I feel good about that. Was that on your guys' short list at all?
I did not have her.
Okay. Well, just trying to mix it up a little bit.
No, I love it. You made me nervous when you said I'm going to mix it up because I feel like my universal pick is eccentric. So.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You had me shaking a little bit.
Had you a little bit worried? I really feel like there's really only three, the three bigs, but that's a personal thing. I guess we'll see.
There are three majors, I feel. Yeah. But.
All right. Okay. I like that pick. I think The Bride of Frankenstein is cool. Maybe I'll watch that movie one day. That would be great. Jeremiah, you've got 2 picks.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think of it like that. Okay. I think with my first pick, I'm going to take one off the board that I think is probably on everyone's mind. And if not, that's crazy. So I'm gonna go with the category of horror.
Oh,
And I'm gonna take the single xenomorph from the first Alien.
Okay.
I
okay,
think
interesting.
I think that's essential. I think I have to take that. Like I
That's great.
watched Alien actually not too long ago. I rewatched it, and that movie's genuinely like very scary to me. Like I was
Oh,
jumping out of my seat.
Mhm.
Like not
I
yeah.
oh there I don't know if anyone remembers the Great Movie Ride from Disney World, but they have a whole alien section, and my car broke, like our like thing broke down in the alien section, and it like comes down from the ceiling, and I was just like
Oh God.
stuck under the xenomorph.
I mean, just the concept of xenomorphs. Like even in the new one that came out,
Yeah.
Romulus.
Romulus. Like the whole scene with the whole floating and the
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
there's
Space
some
is terrifying
they are
alone without monsters. So like
the log line of
add-
that movie in space. No one can hear you scream. Like that's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. So
One of
I
the
gotta
all-time greats.
yeah for sure.
Okay. So you're picking the xenomorph from Alien 1989 specifically. That film.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I think there's a hefty chance that this alien conversation is not over. And I wonder. So we might dive back into that later
Ooh.
in the pod. We'll see. We'll see what happens. What's your second pick?
Okay, I'm gonna go animated. I'll get
Oh.
that off the board as well. I'm gonna go with Randall from Monsters Inc.
Ooh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that's a really good pick.
I thought,
Wow.
I thought you were gonna pick that one. I'm not gonna lie. I
Wow.
love Monsters Inc. It's one of my favorite Pixar films.
It's a great
And
one.
as a kid watching that movie, Randall was so sly and so like
Yeah.
got under your skin. I think he's like the perfect villain for that movie,
Oh
and
yeah.
he's a perfect like monster for that world. So gotta pick Randall.
I had a different Monsters Inc. selection, like a little
Mhm.
lower, but that's a great pick.
Yeah, is this like Randall like preferential treatment? You don't like Sully and Mike, or like what's going on here? You're just you prefer to hang with the villains?
No, I just like love like because it's Steve Buscemi, correct?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I just love the performance. I love everything about the character. I think
It's
he
a
just
great-
fits so well in the film.
Also
I'm-
terrifying.
Very terrifying.
You never know where the hell he is.
No.
Yeah, scary dude. I'm a little worried that you chose Randall from Monsters Inc. and not Randall from Monsters University, but that's another conversation for another time.
Oh.
Monsters University supremacy. We
No.
reign supreme. We are strong.
Over
we're an
over
army of
Monsters,
one.
Inc.?
Just me. Oh, absolutely.
I know
100%.
I like Monsters University. I will support, but over the original,
There's a lot of people who say that Monsters University is better than Monsters Inc. and I just can't agree. I just
I
can't
don't
agree.
agree. I think Monsters University is slept on though.
Yeah,
I need to
it's,
rewatch it, to be honest.
But okay.
it's better. It's better.
Well,
Just
oh.
want to put that out there. People of the pod know this is no surprise to listeners of the show.
A different unpacking for a different day. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a hot takes draft one day. See how crazy we could get.
Put me down for that because I have them.
All right. So back to me. So we've got 2 picks for animated already in the bag. I feel confident. I don't have to worry about that. I'm a little worried on the horror front because I feel like most things that I would have in horror, I also have in human monster.
That's
which
what I was
will-
talking about earlier.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
will once the floodgates open on some of these categories, I think the conversations will be interesting. There's
Yeah.
definitely a category I need to put more thought into that I'm not ready to draft yet. So, how do we do this? How do I make sure I get something good? Get something good. I did some research and I put together some short lists, but I didn't really think critically. I just wrote them down and I was like, well, when we pod, I'll figure it out. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm at right now. So I need to solve this problem. Okay, we'll go in the horror category. I'm not ready for the other ones yet. I'm going to go against my better judgment of one that might get more votes possibly, or like might find its people. This one is just too good to pass up. I think the appropriate name is Crawlers. So I'm going to look this up real quick, but I'm talking about the monsters in the 2005 movie The Descent. I'm going with the crawlers that exist in the cave, and they are terrifying and incredible, and I love that movie. So I'm on my team.
I haven't seen it.
It's good. You should watch it.
I've
I don't know
heard.
if I've seen The Descent, actually.
What? You seen The Descent?
I don't think I have.
Oh, well, a brilliant pick falling on deaf ears. Too bad.
Sorry for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for you guys. If you have seen The Descent, you know, but they are essentially, I guess you could have drafted this in humans as well, because they are technically a race of cave-dwelling humanoids who have adapted to near constant darkness and lost any previous traces of humanity that they may have once had, becoming monsters in the process. The Descent is terrifying, and I think it's a very good movie. Like it.
Gotta check it out.
Yeah, gotta check it out. Highly recommend. Going with the crawlers.
Okay.
We'll never enter a cave because of this film.
Oh,
I wasn't planning on it.
no.
Just in general, we're not planning on going in any
Not
caves.
a cave girly. Sorry.
Yeah, not for me. All right. Okay. Adam, you've got doubles.
Okay. So I do have a question, because you kind of hinted at it.
Here we go.
For the human category, humanoid.
You cannot draft yourself, Adam. I'm so sorry.
Damn.
Shoot.
Shoot. Well, let's just wrap it, I guess. Humanoid, like formerly human, transformed. Are we counting as human? Was once mortal.
I'm okay with that personally.
Okay.
I think they have to have had, or currently have, or previously had some possession of humanity. Okay. I think is like a fair way to put it. So, like the crawlers. I could have drafted them in human. I think that is acceptable. But I guess we'll see. Are you going to put something forth and we can test this theory?
Okay. I'm going to come back to that then. But I'm going to...
Okay.
I now I have like something to think about for a second. But I'm going to go horror. And I'm going to take the legendary Pennywise the Clown / every other entity Pennywise is. Utterly terrifying.
Will not watch it. Looks too scary.
What? Wait, which one?
Yeah, which one? Me? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, the new one for me, the one with what is it? Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård.
Looks terrifying.
It's great. It's actually it's really good. He's a spooky guy, man. He's a spooky guy.
Isn't that what you want on your team of monsters? You want a spooky monster.
Oh,
that's good,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, Bill Skarsgård will show up. And then I'm trying to think here.
Do you want, I guess this is a clarifying question for you. Do you want Pennywise attached to a specific film? Or would you like just a broad general Pennywise here?
I guess. Oh, yeah.
Because I'll be putting like Jeremiah drafted Randall, and I will be putting an asterisk on the graphic that says not the one from the Better movie, and that's how people will know that it's from Monsters. Actually,
I would say if we're gonna specify it chapter 1,
okay,
that version.
Fair. Yeah. I don't know. Yet to be seen what'll go on the graphic, but you know,
a better movie.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see whatever Ethan feels. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with That's a Big One.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if people will take this monster. I rewatched this movie recently and felt it was actually severely underrated, or like we didn't give it enough credit. Like in hindsight, like it smashed when it came out, but I'm gonna go with, and according to Google, the creature's name is Clover from Cloverfield.
Good pick.
Yeah, the epitome of that meme that is like time at the club, impact at the club, like that is Clover. It has the Jaws effect. We don't see a lot, but very scary. Does some damage, and is, per the category, a big one. So We will go Clover for Cloverfield.
Yeah. Interesting category when you're trying to, decipher size to, monsterness. I think, you got to strike the balance, right? You got to find, you can't just go with a big one. You got to find one that is a true monster. I haven't seen Cloverfield. We're on a great run of picking movies that some of us haven't seen. This is iconic, but it looks scary. Looks like a real monster.
Yeah.
Second best movie in the Cloverfield franchise, in my opinion.
Honestly, it's pretty great. I didn't see it when it came out because I was still a baby about horror when it did come out, and I like when it came out, everybody was doing the whole because it was on the handheld camera, so there were all these news stories every day, 400 people have fainted at the Cloverfield screening. So I was like, well, I'm not going. But rewatching an adult, and I was surprised at how well it held up. It's very quintessential 2008 though. It feels very 2008.
I think when we get to the end of this draft, we should measure who has the biggest monster on their team, because
get the proportions.
The best proportions, because I just pulled up the Cloverfield Monster Wiki. Looks like the height upwards of 300 feet tall. It weighs 5,806 metric tons and is 1,200 feet long. That's big. That's a big monster.
I love that metric is available.
How do we know these numbers are accurate? That's what I want to know. How are we to say
it's not real? Someone made that up.
How are we to say no? Jeremiah didn't just hop in there and was just 300 feet tall right now before I read this. Anything's possible.
Matt Reeves and Drew Goddard have it.
They all locked in.
They measured it out, and they only deal in reality. Yeah, he directed it.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
Incredible. Yeah. Okay, so you've taken the Cloverfield monster from Cloverfield, and that's a big one. Interesting. First one to go for that's a big one. I didn't write down my second pick in the doc because I've lost my mind already. So let me do that real quick. So I took the Crawlers from The Descent. So we are good to go. Okay, and that was in my horror category. I was like, everybody else has more picks than I. That's strange. All right. Honestly, it's because I'm in the middle. I just don't know. Nobody cares about the person that's sandwiched. Everybody wants the double, Everybody wants the end picks. So you both have picked animated. I'm not worried about that category. We'll save and see if we can get something better. Human monster. But wild card is out there. Wow, I could double dip. See, I could trying to figure out what category is the best to double dip into. I really feel like it's that one. Okay, can I throw something out at you guys?
Throw it.
This is going to be. I'm genuinely curious where we're going to land on this as a cohort here, as competing entities. Now, I wish I could take credit for this idea. Unfortunately, it was my wife's idea. I'm really hoping it gets approved. I just want to preface this. Just do me a solid, guys. Let me put this on my team. Let me do it. I can't believe that I'm going to even float this out there. That's a big one. Can I take an artistic stance and say that a monster is big comparatively to the scene in which it is monsterizing? Does that make sense to you guys?
I think I know where you're going with it.
Okay.
I need a little bit more.
Okay. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the opening scene of Jackass Forever, and I'm thinking about Dick Godzilla. It's technically a big monster. It destroys that entire miniature city and it ejaculates over everyday.
I'll give you that.
It's a monster. It's just big in relativity.
Yeah,
sure.
No. Yeah.
I'll be that meme of that lady outside going,
What the hell?
What the hell, sure.
You guys are gonna let me do this. This is incredible.
I love
what
that your wife thought of it.
We were driving home from picking our daughter up from school. She's playing her Nintendo Switch in the back seat, and I'm like, man, I got to come up with these categories. I got to get these to Adam and Jeremiah. I got to give them ample prep time. I'm really feeling the heat. And I'm like, I think I'm going to come up with a category with a big monster, like Godzilla, King Kong. She goes, yeah, like the Dick Godzilla. And I was like, what? And she's like, Jackass. And I was like, That is fucking brilliant. It is so smart.
I do love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna let me have this, right?
I'll let you have it.
Wow. Dick
I'll let you have it
Godzilla.
because I would also like allow. Now I don't know if this is Jeremiah's pick, but the giant penis in Beau is Afraid. That is
Ah.
his father.
Wow. Huge
Oh,
spoiler alert.
Huge
right out of the
spoiler.
gate.
I'm so sorry. You don't need to see Beau is Afraid, honestly.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I'll watch it eventually.
Give it some time. You'll forget. It's fine.
Probably.
I appreciate you guys. That really means a lot to me. And I feel like we've all grown closer as a friendship here.
Oh, yeah, for
It's
sure.
really kind of you. Shout out my wife, just, I don't know what that says about her, but she's got good taste in monsters, in movies. Okay.
I love it.
Wow, I was like genuinely nervous to pitch that to you guys. I was like a little bit worried.
It's so like out of pocket, but also like you can't, if you think about it, you can justify it.
Right.
And so like I can't help but be like, yeah.
I feel like my argument is strong, I
thought you were gonna go with like a Disney, like how like a villain like becomes large at the end. I thought you were
sure.
like what if they're like a big
in
one
their large
for this
form?
Because you were saying like in the context of which they are growing. Yeah, you threw me for a loop there.
Just do what I can, I gotta keep you guys guessing.
A
After 50 plus episodes, I gotta start thinking outside the box. I've amassed 3 wins in 54 episodes. We gotta start to fix things. And this is the moment we change things. When I drafted Dick Godzilla, that's when Ethan started winning drafts. Let it be known. History of the Movie Draft Pod, right here.
Mark this clip. Mark the clip. We'll see how it ages.
What do they call that in Marvel, in the MCU? It was something kind of an event.
Oh,
what's it called?
Canon event.
Canon event. This is it right here. Okay, Jeremiah, you have 2 picks.
Okay. So I already did animated. I already did the horror. So that leaves Universal. That's a big one. Human and wild card. I think I'm going to go with the category. That's a big one. And I could go with the obvious here. I think there are like 2 like pretty obvious ones. I think you had just mentioned them. But I kind of want to go with one that I don't think is on a lot of people's radar. I'm gonna go. I don't know, because like, do I go for the one that people would vote for? Or do I go for the one that like?
It's the eternal question of the Movie Draft Podcast. What do you do?
Some people might go for the audacious pick. You never know.
Yeah, the one that nobody will vote for.
You never know.
I think I'll definitely get some votes for this one, but I don't think it's expected. I'm gonna go with Jean Jacket from Nope.
Damn it!
That was my number 2.
That was my wild card pick. Fuck you.
That was my number 2 pick.
God damn it!
I love that.
I was between Clover and Jean Jacket.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Let's go.
Amazing.
I love it.
Dude, Nope is like my favorite Jordan Peele movie. I just think the idea of spectacle and them trying to capture that creature on film, like just the whole idea of it, like the scope of the creature, like especially in that scene, like the night scene, the scope of it just standing over the house and all the things getting sucked up into it. I love Nope. I love that scene. I love that creature. So it had to be Jean Jacket. It was always Jean Jacket.
I applaud this decision.
So, in retrospect, drafting Jean Jacket would have been a wiser pick than a Penis Godzilla. But
you never know.
I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out. This is so high on my list. This was going to be my wild card pick. I was hoping that it would fly under the radar. I could draft Nope in 2 pods, simultaneously. You guys don't know that I drafted that yet, but the listeners will. Nope.
Nope. I love it.
Can I read you guys some of these aliases for this villain?
Yeah.
So if you go to the villains wiki, Jean Jacket has a page, of course, a la
Mhm.
the Clover monster. And it's got some aliases, of course, Umbrella, the jellyfish, the object. There's an alias on here that calls it fucking Monster Umbrella. They must call it that at some point in the film, and someone was like, yeah, that checks out. That's the monster's name. So
Fucking Monster Umbrella.
there's that. We have no size information though. So this side game that we were gonna play of like who's got the biggest monster,
I just win.
can't validate. I think Adam just takes it.
I just took it. Sorry. It's because Jean Jacket is always evolving. Like
Yeah,
Jean
it's
Jacket,
true.
you can't put Jean Jacket in a box,
can't contain it.
especially at
Can't
the
capture it.
end.
It's hard to capture. You can't even get it on
Yeah.
on screen. You know?
No, you literally have to implode it to like get it to stop.
Exactly.
The crimes that this villain has committed are mass man-eating, mass murder, destruction of property, trespassing, stalking, animal cruelty, reckless endangerment, and mass torture indirectly. In parentheses. This whole Wikipedia page has me laughing and dying to watch Nope again.
Quite the resume. I think you just boosted my chances of winning.
A big resume.
I really did. It's a really good monster resume.
It's
really good.
It's the stalking for me that really.
Yeah. Just floating in the mountains ever so inconspicuously. I'm just going to stalk everybody. All the Haywards. That's so funny. Dang. What a good pick, Jeremiah. Nice job.
Thank you. So I think I've one more, right?
You do.
Okay. So like you, I'm not very well versed in the Universal monsters. So I think I'm gonna go with one that I have always heard about. I've actually never seen the movie, but I've like seen this character like referenced and talked about in other forms of TV shows and movies and all of pop culture. I'm gonna go with Frankenstein. I'm gonna go with Frankenstein.
Good pick.
Go with Frankenstein. I haven't seen any of the movies, but like all throughout my childhood, all throughout watching movies my whole life, TV shows, it's been a character that's been referenced. So I just feel like I had to pay respect to Frankenstein.
Of course. That's good.
It's a good pick.
I respect that. I am I'm just not very well versed in the Frankenstein situation, but it appears that this idea of Frankenstein, of course, has been going on since 1931. I mean, last year, Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah,
It's in the culture.
Underrated film.
yeah. Like there's been so many iterations. I feel like even like a movie like Paranorman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Poor Things as well, like an unconventional Frankenstein.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think the character of Frankenstein, like the story, it originated in a book, I believe.
Yeah.
I think I picked it up one or two times, and I've thought about buying it. I never did buy it, but maybe I should now.
I would recommend reading it, especially like because of like how I think like the depiction of the monster in the book compares to like what we have now is like very different. Like just that image, that iconography that has like evolved over time is very different than what like the original monster actually is. Also, if you read it, I think it would be good to read it before you watch like the two like 30. Are they both in the 30s? Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, because they actually adapt like half of the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Frankenstein comes out in 1931. Bride of Frankenstein comes out in 35.
35. They waited that long. Wow.
I will just use this platform as an opportunity to say Hollywood's been making sequels forever, literally as long as it's existed.
Literally forever.
People that have a problem with sequels being made, you're late to that argument.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I've got Human Monster, Animated, and Wildcard. Human Monster is really pinning me down here. I'm having a hard time.
But there are a lot of options.
There are a lot of options. I feel like I have a really sly one that I want to save until Wildcard. Also was going to draft Jean Jacket. So not sure if I want to save it or just play it now. But, like you guys, I looked to a lot of lists. I looked to what the people were saying, what the online hives out there, what they were associating with. And I'm going to go with what some people might not think, but I'm going to try to argue to you guys. Men in Black, 1997, The Bug.
Uh-huh.
Can I have this monster on my team?
It's
This is Vincent D'Onofrio's character that is a human that is inhabited by an alien. Does become big, I believe. So in theory, could possibly qualify if you want to draft that in a big one. Although we've all drafted that category. But I draft this for what we were talking about with Monster House. Saw Men in Black when I was like 7 years old. Literally the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Vincent D'Onofrio being a cockroach haunts me to this day. But I don't know.
This is for human?
This is for human. I was going to take this one in human. Feel free to deny. I have other options. If you guys are not sold on this.
I'm looking through I got to the... Ooh.
So it would be, technically, it's Edgar the Bug.
Edgar the Bug. What a name.
He stems from the home planet of Hive World.
Yes.
Portrayed, of course, by Vincent D'Onofrio.
Because I'm seeing the like mid-transformation.
Sure.
Like where he's kind of there. And that is scary.
Yeah, so if you look at his human appearance, it's pretty disturbing. To me, at least.
Oh, yeah, no. I got to the one where his face is gone.
A little, yeah, interesting.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Not sold. Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Because I can see the argument, but is the human just the vessel for the monster?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The human is the vessel for the monster.
Like, it wouldn't be like a...
Okay.
It's not like a zombie, right? Where he's like, he turns into the zombie. He is like kind of possessed a little bit.
Yeah.
I could see an argument either way.
I think so. Okay.
Jeremiah, what are you thinking?
Just deny it at this point, because I've moved on. I don't care about this monster anymore.
Move on.
No, that's fair. That's a fair argument. I tried. I put it out there. Let it be known.
Did. And we did give you Dick Godzilla. So
it's true.
You can't win them all.
Some wins, some losses here already on the draft. The Bug is scary. I'll just say that. Ultimate monster
scary.
for me.
No doubt about it.
It's pretty scary.
Pretty scary. Okay, I'm going to go with a little bit more of... Do we want to go with the standard? Man, I just feel like two unconventional picks plus Dig Godzilla are really going to do me in. But, I already have Dig Godzilla, so what am I fighting for anyway? Right? Like, do I have a real shot at this thing? Who knows?
Who knows?
Okay.
This could be the one.
Human monster. Similar vein, but what do you guys think about the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings?
Fuck off.
Do we do it? Do we take one? Did I win?
I was like I've been going back and forth in two categories with the Nazgul. And they are the reason I asked about humanoid.
Yeah.
Humans, so I can concede that one.
I mean, technically, they were humans. They were men that were given the 9 rings of power by Sauron, and they were corrupted by the power that existed in those rings.
I'm not kidding. I literally Googled just to double check that they were at one point human while you were answering.
Sick.
I'm fine giving it to you.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just so mad.
Yeah, God. I don't. What feels better than having them on my team is knowing that you wanted them on your team. That's what feels so
I've been
good.
like waiting for my double turn, being like, do I go in wild card or human?
Mm-hmm.
Like, which one do I play? Oh, damn it.
Wow. I like Lord of the Rings, probably not as much as other people. I just haven't seen them as many times as other people, but the Nazgul are freaking sick.
Terrifying.
Yeah, really scary.
I'm also not as hot on Lord of the Rings as others, but unequivocally terrifying.
Yeah. Where are you on Lord of the Rings, Jeremiah?
I love them. It's been a while since I've seen them. Like, I have very fond memories of them, but it's been a while. Like,
yeah.
I have like an extreme desire to rewatch them. Just because watching all of them is such a big time commitment. Which is probably why I haven't watched them in like 4 years maybe. But yeah, they're great movies, great trilogy. Obviously, they're just really bulky, really, just a lot.
You
Yeah.
have to commit.
You
Yeah.
definitely do
You really got to get stuck in for these movies.
My
for
first
sure.
time seeing them was the extended, and we did them all
Whoa.
in one day.
I
First
was
time.
gonna watch the
First time.
extended the other day. Like I was gonna, I pressed play and I got in like the first 5 minutes and I was like, wait, I don't have enough time for this.
No.
I got to back out.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Oh,
really
man.
gotta set aside a chunk of time.
The horses that the Nazgul ride are really sick as well.
Yes.
Really cool. Really, really cool.
Excellent horse design.
Yeah. Kind of the 2-for-1, humans and horses on this monster. All right.
Horse girls are going feral right now for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I found the horse girl hive. They've supported me. Okay, Adam, you have 2 picks.
Okay. I'm gonna try and come back from that one. God, I'm so pissed. I'm like fell to my knees.
Is it? I mean,
metaphorically.
just like welcome to my life every week where it's like if something gets taken from you, you enter an absolute mental spin and you're like, I don't know what the fuck is happening anymore.
It's so funny
terrifying.
too, 'cause, like I have other options, and I was literally debating going back and forth, but now that I can't have it,
all you can think about is the one you can't have now.
I know.
Such is life.
Such is the way. But for human, I'm gonna go with The Tethered from Us.
Nice.
I think, yeah, human, terrifying, like very unsettling, but also like has a very interesting like motivation and like what they're working with. I love them.
I haven't seen Us since it came out in theaters.
Me neither.
Really, I love Us. I love Us, and I love the movie Us. Yeah, I
remember really liking it.
Yeah, Jordan Peele is no misses. I think this one is like his most like chaotic one, especially like in terms of like the allegory and like really trying to make it work. But yeah.
I mean, I've been trying to rewatch Nope for months. I might as well just do a Peele rewatch. New movie next year, right? New Jordan Peele.
Yeah, 2026.
Still untitled. No title yet, but yeah.
Interesting. You think he's gonna go with a single word title? Because we're on a 2 single word title run, right? Us and then Nope.
I think you might sandwich it. Go back to a 2-word.
A 2-word, so it's just nice
interesting.
and even. That would be great, actually, aesthetically.
Yeah, it would be.
Get Out, Nope, Us, and then something else. The old Robert Eggers style of titling things. You just got to stick to your guns. The whatever. Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah, thank you. A little out there, but still.
It's good. I mean, it's good. It's good for a monster. They are talking about monsters, you know?
Yeah.
You have another pick?
No. Jeez. What do we have left here?
I think you've got Universal and Wildcard to go.
I know. Wildcard I keep coming back to, but now I'm not.
I would say you could draft the Nazgul, but you can't.
No,
my team.
I sure can't. Someone took them. Someone took them. You know, though, I am going to go Wildcard because I think you both did Universal, correct? I think I'm like safe there. So I'm going to go and take for my Wildcard, The Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
Iconic imagery, scary, terrifying. From the King of Monsters himself.
Yeah.
Modern King of Monsters.
I'm ashamed to say I haven't watched enough Guillermo del Toro movies.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I'm not like
bad admitting it.
I'm not like super like in deep on it, but I'm not like I'm like in the middle, I guess.
Honestly, I think I've only seen Pinocchio.
Okay.
That's a crime. You got to see Nightmare Alley, Jeremiah. Nightmare Alley, criminally slept on.
I haven't even seen The Shape of Water.
I haven't either.
Shape of Water's fun.
Let me look up his filmography.
This is just going to be a Guillermo del Toro.
I didn't want to draft the Pale Man specifically. That was like the single monster that I had ruled out of like, I know people have a lot of respect for this movie, for these monsters. I'm not going to draft it because I haven't seen it. That was the one that I ruled out.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I even before I saw the movie, I remember the trailer came out. I have an older brother, and he's very big into like Guillermo del Toro, and he's like, "You should watch this movie." And my mom was like, "Absolutely not." But I remember seeing him and being like traumatized, and
Yeah.
like even before I even experienced the movie in full, like that image, that monster
Stuck with you.
stuck with me.
Jeremiah, give us the run. Give us Del Toro here.
So looking at his on Letterboxd at his filmography, I've only seen 11% of his 17 directed movies. So
Oh,
I've seen Pinocchio and Pacific Rim.
interesting.
And what a two! I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen Pacific Rim though. So actually,
Oh,
did I?
it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I'd
Oh,
recommend. It's a
I'm
lot of fun.
pulling it up now.
This is wild because I've also seen 11%. I've only seen 2. Those 2 would be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio and Nightmare Alley.
Oh my
Wow.
god, I've seen 6.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth, Pinocchio, Nightmare Alley. I have seen Pacific Rim. I obviously need to rewatch it, and then Crimson Peak.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Del Toro draft when?
Yeah.
Okay.
The time is now.
The time is now. I've got animated and wild card. I'd like to say my wild card pick because I think it's like a fun thing to end on. And I famously have messed that up before where I've peaked too early and I've chosen something that should have been like a really fun kind of gavel bang at the end, and then it did not do that. So I'm gonna go to animated. And for monsters, you guys have both drafted animated. Is anybody thinking about taking animated in wildcard, Jeremiah?
I don't think so.
You're not going to dip back?
Not at the moment right now, no.
Okay. I kind of was thinking about going with something that's a little bit more fun and less like true monster. But I don't know if I want to pursue that. How do you guys feel about Pain and Panic from Hercules? Would you qualify them as monsters?
They came up when I Googled animated monsters the other day, just to get like a feel. They came up. They are not human. They are creatures.
They're out there. Okay.
But
Jeremiah's not as sold. Jeremiah's
yeah,
little on edge.
I'm on the same wavelength. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a little bit too much of a deep cut. I'm a Hercules guy, so
I
like
love
I
Hercules.
know Pain and Panic. Like I love them in that film. I'm gonna appeal to the masses though. I have to do it. I'm gonna be taking Shrek, the monster that he is. Kind of have to. I'm much colder on Shrek and the franchise than pretty much anybody else on the planet, but I give respect to Shrek. And you know, Shrek 5 is coming out, and we're all gonna be Shrek heads.
No way. Shrek 5 is coming out?
Shrek 5 is coming 2026, right?
Yeah, I think it's like coming in December or like on Christmas or something.
They just moved it to Christmas.
It's going to be wild times at the cinema. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, the ogre, the monster. I'm taking Shrek.
Shrek 1 and 2 are so good.
Pretty good. Okay, Jeremiah, you got to round out your team here.
So, I think I have human monsters and wildcard left.
I believe so.
I wish I wasn't going right now. For human monsters, I kind of have 2, but I'm gonna pick one, right?
I mean, you could double dip with your wild card. You could use your wild card on one of the choices. Talk us through, Jeremiah. It looks like it's really troubling you.
I know.
So one is like more of a traditional slasher villain, I'd say. A very popular one. And the second one comes from a very famous international thriller from the early 2000s, but I'm not sure which one I want to go with. So I love both, but it's like, who do I think is more despicable and more evil?
Yeah. Who's more the monster?
I think I'm gonna go with Lee Woo Jin from Old Boy.
That is a really awesome pick, and I was hoping you were going in that direction when you mentioned international.
Yeah. When I watched, I watched Old Boy for the first time. I think maybe last summer of 2020. Actually, no, it was summer of 2023. So I guess like 2 years ago. But when I watched it, I'd kind of heard about well, I don't really want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it because I feel like it's such an impactful um
Oof,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got to go
Ooh,
in
yeah.
as blind as possible.
just know that there's some crazy things that happen, and this character is a facilitator of those crazy things.
Yeah.
And I would never wish that upon my worst enemy.
Truly an unhinged
Very
facilitator.
like I think it's like the personification of evil. It's like evil
Yeah.
evil incarnate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monstrosities
And he enjoys
abundant.
every second of it.
Every
Yeah.
second of it. And I feel like that's really what makes him truly evil, and that's why he's my
Yeah.
a human monster.
That's a good pick.
That's a really good pick. I didn't know anything about Old Boy. I saw it for the very first time on the 4K re-release when they kind of when it came out theatrically. I think
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was last
same.
summer.
Oh, no, it was 2024 then, yeah, same.
Yeah, and I was just stunned. I was just like sitting in my seat for a little bit after that movie, just
Yeah, I
trying to
couldn't even
comprehend.
It took me like hours to even like begin writing a review because I was like, what in the world?
Yeah, what is going on? Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
you can just change and update your review to drafted one of these guys in the movie draft podcast from Monsters. That could just be your review. This dude qualified for the Monsters draft.
You're right. This guy's equally qualified.
Can I ask who the slasher was? Unless you're picking them for your wild card, but I'm just curious.
Nah, I don't think it deserves the wild card. I was gonna go with Michael Myers.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. When you said classic slasher, I was like,
yeah, he's not wild card worthy.
no.
Yeah.
Pretty standard fare.
Oh shoot, I have my wild. I forgot.
Dude, I'm waiting on your wild card here,
Oh
Jeremiah.
man. I don't know. This is like the one that's been tripping me up. I feel like I wanted to have something a bit more like out there for it, but I don't really have anything. I know you were talking about like some crazy things, like talking about like time and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go there, but I think that's like really interesting. I don't know. Wild card. So many different evils out there.
Yeah, you got a lot of different types of monsters to choose from. I think that's the hard part. Is like when you have your pick of the litter, it's hard to hone in on one.
Yeah. Does it have to be a person, or can it be like a force? Can it be like an atmosphere?
I'm open to hearing a case for a force.
Of course. The floor is always open for arguments.
I say that and I don't even have it.
You're like, but what if? What if I had an idea?
What if I thought of something? This is fine because I'm agonizing over my last one. So you take your time.
I have no clue. I mean, I have a pick, but I feel like it's kind of basic, and I don't want to say it. I don't want to like settle. I don't want to settle.
Oh, okay.
He's riding high off of that Old Boy pick.
I know. You're trying to compete with yourself. Can't be done.
Yeah, I am trying to compete with myself, honestly.
I am quite literally looking at his list now, though, and I'm like, oh, God. It's great. He cooked here, I fear.
Shoot.
I think for my wild card, it's not really much of a wild card, but I'm gonna stay confident, be confident in it. I'm gonna go with the thing. The Thing.
Yeah. It's good.
Classic.
Yeah. It shapes, it morphs, it could be anybody. Yeah.
That to me is a straight up confidence pick. That is, I know I drafted a good team and I'm just going to make it better.
Yeah.
So listeners, I appeal to you. Do not vote for Jeremiah. He doesn't need 2 wins. Just vote for somebody else. I think The Thing is a really, really good wild card pick for exactly the reason you said. Like the fact that it can be anything and it lives in other things is premium. And like it's true monster, monster fuel.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Okay. I'm not so torn about my wild card. I've wanted to draft this from the beginning, and I think this is a really good pick. Unless you guys do what Ben and Sophie do sometimes, which is just like, hey, good for you. And then in which case I'll be like truly
And just
devastated.
move forward. Oh no.
And just move on. While not as cool as your old boy pick, Jeremiah, which this kind of follows suit with that, I'm going to be picking Immortan Joe from Mad Max Fury Road. A true monster in my eyes.
Yeah.
This dude is just doing what he does with his ladies and his family, and he's keeping all the water.
Yeah.
Really a monster on all fronts.
The water.
I'll give you that. Great pick.
Yeah.
Great pick. Yeah. It wasn't even on my radar, honestly.
Nice. Thank you. And I'm specifically going to choose for, while I personally like Furiosa better, I think Immortan Joe has a much more important narrative in Fury Road. So
I agree.
Sticking to that.
Agree.
I mean, I disagree. Pick Furios. Pick the one where he's less menacing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pick the one where like he isn't in the movie really kind of at all.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for making me feel good about that one. Mad Max Fury Road. Immortan Joe.
The best action movies ever.
Okay, Adam, you've got Universal Monsters. This is your final pick.
So I thought one would be taken by now, and I feel like pressure to take it because of what's coming out very soon. However, that wasn't my number one pick, but this one is like very unconventional, but I just like this movie and this monster more. But I'm like, I feel good about my team, but like I feel like it needs a boost, but I don't know who the people will go for.
Yeah. It's tough.
It's tough.
I don't know how to help you. I'm not going to help you.
This
You're
also
searching
is
for
not
support.
real, and I'm like
reaching out his hands.
Imagine if I like cared this much about my day job or something. I'm so stressed over this.
I mean, this is as real as it gets. The graphic and the pod, they live forever.
They sure do.
They never go anywhere. And if you make the wrong pick, I will clip this audio and I'll just send it to you periodically. Just be like, yeah, you remember that one time that you picked the wrong thing? That was cool.
Yeah.
It's set in stone. It's set in stone. Once you say it, it's there forever.
It's there forever. Everything lives forever on the internet. Oh boy. You know what? I'm going to go with what I originally had at 1. I said at the beginning, I'm in it for the arts, not the charts, even though I care very much about winning. But I'm going to go with the Gill Man from Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard really good things about that movie. Actually.
That movie, I saw it for the first time. So an independent theater in Chicago, the Music Box, shout out Music Box, installed a new 3D projector, and they screened that movie in 3D. And it looked incredible. It looked utterly, utterly incredible. And that monster just like lurking in the water, like waiting to like pounce, but also gets out of the water. And it's like if Jaws could just like walk onto the boat and grab anyone and then like swim off with them too. Like terrifying and a real threat. And obvious inspiration for many more monsters to come. Hello, Shape of Water.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna lock in the Gill Man from Creature of the Black Lagoon.
That's good. I've always liked the design of the Gill Man quite a lot.
It's a great design and kind of ahead of its time, like with all the underwater stuff. And
when was the film made?
It was made in 1954.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jeremiah, Adam, we've completed the exercise here of the movie Monsters draft. Let's read through our teams quickly. Let's give some honorable mentions when we get to the end. I do have a hard out soon, so we'll blaze through some of this information before we get out of here. Adam, why don't you read us your team and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so my team is the Monster House, Pennywise, Clover from Cloverfield, the Tethered, the Pale Man, and Gill Man.
In Universal Monsters, I drafted the Bride of Frankenstein. In horror, I took the Crawlers from The Descent. In That's a Big One, I took Dick Godzilla from Jackass Forever. That's a good movie. In human, I took the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings. In animated, I took Shrek. And in wild card, I took Immortan Joe from Mad Max Fury Road.
Nice. All right, so I guess for me, for horror, I picked the Xenomorph from Alien, 1979. For animated, I picked Randall from Monsters Inc., the superior Monsters movie, in my opinion.
I love how you have to put "in my opinion" just to disqualify me from commenting on it whatsoever.
That's my opinion.
That's a big one. I picked Jean Jacket from Nope. For Universal Monsters, I picked Frankenstein. For human, I picked Lee Woo Jin from Oldboy, one of the most menacing characters I've ever seen ever. And then for wild card, I picked The Thing.
All very good teams, all very different teams,
Very
I would
different.
say. So I'm curious where the people are going to land on this. I'm curious who will take home this victory. Adam, do you have any quick honorable mentions that you were thinking about drafting, would have drafted if we continued?
Yeah. Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors was
Yep.
a wild card pick. And then for animated, I had Ursula when she goes beast mode at the end.
Oh, interesting.
As the Little Mermaid, kind of terrifying.
Beast mode Ursula.
Yeah, and then horror, The Entity from It Follows.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, any honorable mentions on your part?
Honestly, not really. I was kind of tapped out.
We reached the end.
Put in the work. Yeah, reach the end. That's as good as it gets. Okay, I had a lot of honorable mentions. I will just kind of quickly work my way through some of them. Some I was not planning to draft whatsoever. I just wanted to put on here to look at and think, oh, that's a cool monster. In that vein, the Ram Man from Lamb. That is a poor film, but it's an interesting monster to say the least. Count Orlok obviously goes undrafted in this draft, and then I was considering drafting Black Phillip from The Witch in my horror category as well. I think that would have been fun. I mentioned Pain and Panic for animated. I also had Luca on here. I thought that would have been a more fun, lighthearted, like, oh, they're monsters, very cute kind of a way to go about it. So that kind of happened. That's a big one. This is where I had the biggest list. I'm just going to run through them real fast. Bruce the Shark from Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
The Alien Queen. When you drafted the Xenomorph, I was like, this might not be the end of it. But the Alien Queen from Aliens,
I was waiting for her.
I think could have been good in this conversation. Big notably here, Godzilla King Kong. Undrafted. Undrafted in the movie monsters draft.
Too obvious. Like I was gonna pick it for that's a big one. Like I guess I could have said those for honorable mentions. Those were on my list, but I felt like they were too obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little plain. The Rancor and the Sarlacc from Return of the Jedi. Two large monsters there. Mothra, kind of in the same vein as King Kong Godzilla. The Sandworm from Dune. Make the argument there. The Basilisk from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
I like that pick.
And the Balrog from Fellowship of the Ring I had on the list as well. And then I had a couple other things for human. I had Candyman, Jason Voorhees, obviously, Freddy Krueger. I was really considering drafting the T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. I feel like that movie gets an appropriate amount of respect. And so I kind of wanted to stay away from it. Nobody drafted Gremlins. A little sad about that. Those are good little monsters.
They pop up on my letterbox sometimes.
This is true. I love that letterbox hack. Okay. Well, we'll see how this one pans out. We'll see who ends up taking home the win. First time guest Adam, 54th time host me, or Jeremiah, his second time on here, probably will win. So yeah, that's a tough reality. Massive thank you to you both for joining this pod. I really appreciate it. I had a blast. Jeremiah, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Jeremiah Battle _ or on YouTube, Jeremiah Battle. Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Go check out Jeremiah's short film on YouTube, Possibly Positive. Adam, people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at apat10, Instagram, Letterboxd, and hopefully TikTok at apat100. We'll see. And then YouTube at apat1_100. And then you can find like me podcasting and my like writing work over at The Rolling Tape.
Yeah, we'll see. This pod will be released after TikTok is supposed to be banned. So,
Yeah, so
who knows?
we'll see if they save it.
Who knows what's going on?
I was gonna like say my TikTok, but I wasn't even sure if it was gonna be. But yeah, if you do want to follow me on there, I think it's just Jeremiah Battle. And then also my letterbox Jeremiah425 if you want to follow me on there.
Yeah, definitely worth a follow. You guys are awesome. Thanks again. Can't wait to have you guys back on another draft. Guillermo del Toro collab draft, maybe. But I don't know.
I gotta catch up. I've only seen 2.
We'll see. Hey, I'm in the same boat as you. It's reason to check out the filmography.
Homework starts now.
Yeah, homework starts
We'll
now.
ready.
A lovely thank you to Ben and Sophie for supporting this podcast in spirit, I guess. I don't know. They're not hosting with me today, and you guys are filling in their stead, and I appreciate that. But, kind of honestly, screw them for not being here. It's a tough beat. And be sure to listen and subscribe to the Movie Draft Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes will be released weekly on Tuesdays. Normally this is where I end the pod, but I have one more thing to say, and that is, and I remember what I was going to say about Sophie and Ben. I love you guys. Pod would not exist without you. I messaged you guys in our group chat and I said, I need your help winning the Monster Movies draft. Nothing. Absolute fucking crickets. 2 days, guys. I gave you ample time to reply. And I texted both of you individually since then, and we have had conversations. They want to see me lose. Let it be known. Sophie and Ben want to see me lose. New episodes of the podcast will be released weekly on Tuesdays. We'll see you then.